Hey there, welcome back. It's time once again for the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 Days, where I go through this well-loved coffee table book given to me by one of my best friends almost 2 decades ago. It's been surfing all of my coffee tables ever since, and I think it's a great excuse to do its intended purpose. Read a page a day. And it's a great source of the old-fashioned comic book conversations I'd used to have in the comic book shops. And so hopefully we're recreating that spirit here today, right now. And if you're tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully I can earn your subscription one day. We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So, tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern to find out what we're talking about and who and when. Let's turn the page to today. It's April the 14th, and just another reminder about the caveat. Please do not burn your hands holding on to my hot takes. If you do, well, that's on you, pal, gal, or anywhere in the grand spectrum of humanity where you reside and identify. We run across problematic things from this antediluvian place in the past. Antediluvian means before the Noah flood. It's a biblical reference. That the world, it's about the sea change, about the world changing. So there were things in this book that today would definitely be considered problematic. And today's just might be one of them. And so let's get to it. The DC Golden Age of Comics run from 1938 to 1955. There was a golden age of comics that is about 100 years old. Say like 1921, you had newspaper strips like Gasoline Alley. You had like Little Abner, and you had Little Orphan Annie in 1924. You had The Shadow and Dick Tracy in 1931. But 1938 is Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. It begins the whole craze of superheroes that we're still enjoying today. It's a modern American mythology with our Zeuses, our Heras, our Apollos, and our Ares. And let's get to today. It's April 14th, and today we're reading about the Red Gaucho and what we could probably consider today as cultural appropriation. So there's your trigger warning if you need one. I'm not mocking you. I suffer from panic and anxiety, so I have empathy for you. So let's learn about the Red Gaucho. Okay, here. I also have a little bit of a web page to read from too, which is a bit more. So here. That's the Red Gaucho. Yeah, let's read it. Trouble brews on the plantation, but the Laughing Gaucho takes up the challenge with all the might of a Yankee-born calabero. All right, we're going to need some translation here. I speak Spanish. I'm a chef. It's an important part of my skill set. Tony Galago, a disqualified American prizefighter, becomes foreman of a banana plantation. And you can see him there saying, "Get to work, you bum." All right, now we're going to read the blurb, then we're just going to talk about what we just experienced. All right. Just a man and his banana, the Red Gaucho may have enjoyed an exotic location, but with his slouch and his leer, L-E-E-R, meaning his male gaze, in modern terms, he hardly seemed bound for glory. Comic book heroes are made of sterner stuff. The Red Gaucho appeared in a mere 6 stories. Then he was gone like the breeze across the pampas. Well, what is a gaucho? A gaucho is a South American-style cowboy, a wrangler of livestock. It's a cultural thing, and it's also a trade. What is a calabero? A calabero is literally a cowboy, someone who rides the caballo, the el caballo, the horse, but he's Yankee born. And so the history of this character, his fictional history, let's get into it. Let's talk about the Red Gaucho and his fictional history. The Red Gaucho appeared in Fawcett Comics. This was art by Al Carreno from Master Comics number 12, March of 1941. America had not yet entered World War II, yet World War II was rolling pretty much in full swing over in Europe, and had been for a few years. So this is a Fawcett comic. Fawcett Comics also had Shazam, Billy Batson, Mary Marvel, Freddie Freeman, the Marvel Family, Ibis the Invincible, Bullet Man and Bullet Girl, Mr. Scarlet and Pinky, and I'm looking forward to DC, getting to these Fawcett characters eventually, and not having someone like Grant Morrison kill them all off in a multiverse crisis. I love comic books. I hope you do too. So let's read about, this is from Don Markstein's Tunipedia. I'll leave a link in the description, and maybe you can check out his other stuff. It's really cool. It's pretty much an older HTML kind of site. This is I used to be able to write stuff like this 20 years ago. Like to web design stuff using tags and just plain old HTML. But this is the Red Gaucho. First appeared in 1940, and let's see. The Yankee. He was born in South America to Yankee parents. His name was Red. He had no name besides the Red Gaucho, and he turned up when needed and righted wrongs, and went back to wherever he came from. Like most experiments, Nickel Comics failed, and Nickel Comics was a 30-page nickel comic, and 5-cent comic. That was a different, it was a revenue source, a streaming, content. It was just content, as opposed to the 10-cent standard, which was a 60 or a 64-page magazine. So it was literally half the content of a normal magazine. It was just meant to, boost sales. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't got a dime. I got a nickel. Well, you can have a nickel comic, son, or gal, or pal. And let's see. Like most experiments, Nickel Comics failed. The Red Gaucho was in each issue, laughing in the face of danger, but the title only lasted until number 8 of August of 1940. Its characters had a tendency to wind up in Fawcett's Master Comics, where Master Man started out as the cover featured star. During Red's tenure, that position was occupied by either Bullet Man or Minute Man. Red was transferred to Master with its 8th issue. He shared the back pages with El Karim, which is spelled backwards, Miracle, the Devil's Dagger, Captain Venture, and others until issue 13 of April of 1941. After that, he was replaced by the Companions 3, a series transferring over from Wiz Comics. And we talked about the Companions 3 a few weeks ago. And that ended the brief back page career of the Red Gaucho. Yes. That was about it. It was it was set. I don't know. It doesn't even mention what era it was in which the adventures were set. It probably was maybe around the Wild West era. But yeah, that's who we got for today. It's the Red Gaucho. And we're putting in whom we call the vehicle. We need a gringo down south. You know what I mean? A Yankee, and south of the border, so we can have a fictional place in this fictional universe set in this foreign land in a different culture, and yeah. So Banana is kind of like the giveaway of, I don't know if it's derision. We look at it derisively now, but there used to be such things known as banana republics. And now it's a bit of a derogatory term. So I apologize for any bad words. Banana Republic is a small nation, especially in Central America, dependent on one crop or the influx of foreign capital. It's so the symbolism involved in the background and the knowledge that these people are working on a banana plantation. So this guy down here, this bad guy, Tony Galago, a disqualified American prize fighter, becomes the foreman of a banana plantation. So he's literally got to boss around, mi gente, my people, the Latinos, that are indigenous, the Chapins, the Huanacos, the Catrachos, si tú te entiendes, ay buena. I'm a chef. I speak a little Spanish. I work literally with these Central American and South American people, and I have all my life. And I love Spanish culture. I've been appropriated into their culture. We speak Spanish at work all day long. I have to. I have a multilingual, diverse, array of coworkers, filling the spectrum of humanity. And it's a wonderful experience. It enriches me as a person. And also, they're like, Gringo, you've got a great accent. You know what? That pleases me, that I can share that respect. And I think the Red Gaucho tries to be, hopefully, a respectful character. But what do I know? I don't read it. I'm reading this book. And today, this has been Today in the Golden Age of DC Comics 365, where we took a few minutes today just to talk about comic books. And thank you for tuning in. We're going to be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about and what when we turn the page tomorrow. Like and subscribe if you could be so kind. I am an ordained minister and an amateur theologian. We get spiritual on this station, and we talk about gratitude a lot. So you can find those in the playlist called Gratitude List. I'm a professional chef. I share with you cooking hacks so you can make delicious, nutritious, and beautiful food for your loved ones at your table. So tune in, check out the playlist, What's Cooking. I'm here for you. Leave a question or a comment. We could talk about it on air. I will even talk about it on the live stream. Let's get together and talk about comic books. All right. Well, thank you so much. Hopefully one day I will earn your subscription. And thank you so much for coming by. And good luck. Namaste. God bless. And see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.